Good morning and welcome to this Friday of the fourth week of Easter. So glad you could join me. Today we turn now to the 14th chapter of John's Gospel. And here's where Jesus begins to use this language of passing over to the Father. He's going to the Father. And we call this a Passover. Passing from this world into heaven. It's very important that you and I see our life in the same way. That we are passing from this life, and with Jesus, we are going to the Father. That's where Jesus is leading us. That's the deeper and higher purpose that is always present in our Christian life, in the day-to-day stuff that we do. It's all going somewhere. We, with Jesus, are going to the Father. And as Jesus is going to the Father, is passing through his passion and death and his resurrection, which we call the Paschal mystery, our passing from this life to the Father is going to be in the same way. We must go through the Paschal mystery. We must be willing to enter into Jesus' death if we are to enjoy the resurrection and our entrance into heaven. The way for Jesus is also our way. It is the same. And this is what Jesus is now teaching his disciples. There's a moment where Thomas, one of his disciples, asked this beautiful question. And I want to read that to you right now. First, Jesus says, "Where I am going, you know the way." And Thomas said to him, "Master, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" Jesus said to him, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." What does it mean then, very concretely, for Jesus to be our way to the Father? He says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And all three of these are very interconnected, but I want to focus on how is Jesus your way and my way to the Father. Now, I just hinted at it earlier when I said that we must pass through the Paschal mystery. We must follow Jesus into his death, that death that he died for us, that we must now experience if we are to share in his resurrection and follow him all the way to the dwelling places in the Father's house. So what does this mean for Jesus to be our way? Here are some examples. For Jesus to be our way means that if I am given a cross to bear today, that I pick up that cross, that I look to Jesus for the strength to carry it. Now, if I can change it, okay, God give me the wisdom to know the difference. But if God has given me a burden to carry, that I carry it willingly, that I embrace it with joy, and that I carry it with Jesus, so that that burden, that cross, can do its work in my life and in your life. Maybe he wants me to carry a burden for someone else. Maybe it's just the normal burden of love that you and I are called to bear today. And we all know that love can be challenging, to always be patient, to respond with kindness, to be humble in the way we react to others, to think of others more than I think of myself, to not be proud or arrogant or self-centered, to not gossip about other people. We all know that love can be hard, but this is the cross that Jesus wants us to embrace every single day. And every time we embrace that cross, Jesus is our way to the Father. And we take another step in our Passover to the Father. Jesus is our way that when someone hurts us, whenever there's someone in our life that we would consider an enemy, someone who is very challenging to love, Jesus is our way if I pray for that person. Jesus is our way if I don't harden my heart toward them. Jesus is our way if I take my anger that I might feel toward them, if I take it to God and give it to Him. Jesus is our way if I pray for the grace to forgive them for the ways that they may hurt me. And each time we do that, we are taking another step in our way to the Father. Jesus is our way when I am struggling with the trials and hardships of life, of wondering how things are going to work, whether God will provide. Jesus is our way when we renew a childlike act of trust and surrender to God. And there are days where we are called upon to do that 100 times. Jesus, I trust you. Jesus, I trust you. Jesus is our way whenever we offer and renew this childlike trust. So I think you understand what I'm saying here is every time we live the truth that Jesus taught us, which also leads us more fully into the new life that He has come to give us. Every time we pass through His death, when we die to self, when we die to pride, to self-centeredness, to jealousy, to anger, to any of these things, and we allow that new life of Jesus to rise in us, which are those opposite virtues, humility, kindness, gratitude, forgiveness, patience, understanding. This is how Jesus is our way. So let's you and I together continue to make our way with Jesus to the Father. Let us turn to Jesus in all the different things of this day. Let us follow Him into a greater love, into a deeper love, a more sacrificial love, a more generous love. And that will lead us safely with Jesus to the Father, to those dwelling places that are being prepared for us. So God bless your day. Please know of my special prayers. I'll see you tomorrow.